Welcome to Rodnock Ranch. Will's no longer with us. He decided to quit the band, and never mind, he's here now.
This is my grandfather's 1965 International Travelall. Has not been registered since March of 1996, and I don't know.
It just so happens to be that's when I was born.
Yep.
So
conveniently enough.
We also know that Will's grandfather is a very practical man. So the second the registration's out, he no longer drives it.
That's right. He got a newer truck and quit driving this one, but my mom and uncle and aunt will tell stories of getting driven to school in this thing in the 80s and being completely embarrassed because it was an ugly old turd. Anyways, this has been sitting in my grandpa's barn for,
almost 27 years. I'm 26 now, I'll be 27 in just a couple of months.
My entire life. And my grandpa is away right now, and I have decided that we're gonna surprise him by getting his Travelall running, and maybe we'll go for a ride in it. We can get it all good. He turned 92 last week. He bought this brand new in 64 or 65, whatever. It was right off the lot. And we'll show you later on in the video all the cool old paperwork and stuff. But it's got a, what is it, a 266 International V8 in it.
Little baby, 4.5.
It's a baby, and we've never played with one of these before, but we're gonna give it a shot. It's simple as anything. We've got a lot of mouse turns and stuff like that sitting on top of the engine. My grandpa has left the hood open all these years in the barn, which deters the mice and the rats from, you know, having a warm, cozy place to sleep. So that helped a lot, and it doesn't right now look like anything's been hacked or chewed. So we're gonna put some power to it and see what we can do.
We'll probably get it going pretty quickly. We're expecting it to have driven to where it's at. So you'll see.
Education on the thing. We have learned that the engine is not locked up. When we drug it down here to this barn, I threw it in third gear, and it was on a hill, and the engine did turn as the truck rolled down. So we know the motor is not locked up. It has good looking engine oil in it, and I'm sure we're going to change that as soon as we get the thing to pop off and fire up. So we know that. The brakes work fantastic. We went about a mile downhill, you know, just coasting under its own weight, and it had no problem stopping itself. We have a pretty steep driveway here at the ranch.
And to push it one time.
And we had to push it one time, that was it. So we're gonna see what we can do, and my grandpa is set to get home in a couple of days, and hopefully we can get this thing ready to rock and roll by then. If not, he won't notice that it is gone out of his barn. So we've got some time there, but we're hoping that we can get it running and driving tonight, and if not, tomorrow morning, and we'll be able to take a ride. So. Hook up a battery, see if anything catches on fire. I doubt it. There's nothing here. The mice and rats up here are not known to chew wiring up, so I think we're pretty good there. So hook up a battery, and then we'll go ahead and hit the key and see if it cranks. We already know the motor turns, so we're good there. So we'll see if it cranks, and then after that we'll move on to probably unhooking the fuel line from the carb, just so that if that fuel pump is still working, we're not sucking any of that garbage up. You're right. Yeah. So we'll unhook that. Hopefully it's like empty, and it spits a little bit. If it's spitting just a little bit and it's nasty, we'll let it do that. We'll dump some gas. We'll fill up the float bowl with some gas and let it idle, if it will idle.
Looks like they're shedding some light in the situation.
All right, so we're gonna pull the oil bath off of here,
Oh, it does have oil, huh?
and we've got a surprise hiding underneath that I know about, but the viewers here do not know about yet.
Well, you know, you've told me about this once.
Why is there oil in there?
Well, you know what? I don't remember.
It was something
But-
to do with the filtration or something, right?
So we got some good stuff in there, but now check out what we had underneath.
That right there is an Edelbrock 750
Shut
triple
up.
dumper.
No, hold on. Look, that is super old school, cool 2-barrel Holly.
It's just missing stuff back
Are
there.
we stuck?
Ah,
Throttle?
Yeah.
Throttle stuck? Okay, we'll get that freed up.
Screwdriver trick. Put the screwdriver in there, and then do your trick.
oh, that wasn't
Oh.
that wasn't the throttle, Doug.
Well, you did the same thing. Oh, this is the choke. That's what it is.
Is it?
This is the two-step choke or something like that.
That's the choke, the hand choke.
That's the hand throttle.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that is?
that's what that is. This thing's got a hand throttle.
Does it have
Got a hand throttle. So my grandpa loves hand throttles. He has a 1956 Willys Jeep, and he barely touches the throttle pedal in the thing. He just uses that hand throttle, and he loves it. So that was, as you'll see in the paperwork, an added-on thing that he wanted in this thing. So he has an actual T-handle that he can pull out and use throttle for climbing up mountains and stuff like that my grandpa would do.
Ask me why I have the camera down here.
Why do you have the camera down here?
Because I want the viewers to see you as they would if they met you in person.
Oh, yeah. So
Oh,
I'm-
everybody's shorter? Is that what you mean?
I'm a giraffe. Yeah. Also, note the electric fuel pump that we have going on here. My
Don't mind that.
grandpa's just getting cooler and cooler by the second.
I wonder if that was added because the original didn't have enough fuel to
No,
carburetor.
because we only need 5 psi
No.
in any carburetor. It doesn't matter. So
That's a freaking 750 CFM.
yeah. I mean, it's what, probably a 300 CFM. I don't know what the Holly 2-barrels are. It's half of a. Yeah, it's half of a 650.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
You know.
I'm just kidding. I didn't really think it's that.
325 CFM. As Doug P is in the background, we're gonna do the fire test here.
This is 6 volts, isn't it?
No. First clutch. Where? Oh yeah, that's right. International. Look at that. Check that out.
There's light there.
Get the camera on that. We have gauge illumination right there. International starts on the left. I hear relay clickage. Shall we?
Just see if it cranks. Oh my god.
Holy sh!
All right.
Hold on, wait. There's some starting fluid somewhere?
I got some gas.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Do we have headlights?
No.
No.
That's crazy. They never work.
They never work. Okay, well, that's not happening. But we've got smooth crankage. We don't have. We've got ice cold wires everywhere. I don't smell any smoke. I don't smell any rubber burning. Go ahead and put that back on.
Fuel time?
I think we'll put some gas in it and we'll just see. It just might light off, and if it doesn't, then we'll find some more problems. Take a beer can and just chop the top off of it, and then I'll show you. Dump the beer out of the thing.
We don't drink beer at Red Hot Ranch, though.
No, of course not. Of course we drink beer. Whoa. First
Spill
you
it
gotta
all on the
miss.
floor. And then get a healthy amount in the can. And what's great about it is you can then go kink the can so you have a spout that's gonna get you right in to your float bowl vent. And spill everywhere while you're at it, but get the majority. Oh, spillage. Yep, I'll leave that there for now. We'll see what it does. Let's get a filter on the thing. Not that filter, but let's go grab a filter off something else.
I think it runs well.
Well, you know, I'm pretty sure it runs.
Gas feed into it.
We're gonna fire up that electric fuel pump.
You wanna put?
We'll put power to the fuel pump and then see what's coming out of it, if anything. And then if there's nothing coming out of it, then we'll dump a gallon of gas down it. It's barely not.
It doesn't fit.
Yeah. What?
Did you try spitting on it?
It fits.
Look at that.
Holy shit!
Wrong.
Oh,
Wait. Look at that. Look at that.
That's.
We've heard of spinner hubcaps. How about spinner air cleaner?
Yeah, I like that.
Sorry,
That's
dude.
good.
I really
It's a new
thought
thing. Can we patent that?
the spit thing usually works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about a spinner where it has like little baffles in there? So as air is coming in, it's spinning the baffles.
It sounds like a turbo.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how turbos were invented? Did we just reinvent the turbo?
Yeah, it's leaking out.
Yeah, it's bad.
Just tighten these. Ouch. Tighten these maybe.
Well, it's leaking because you're pouring it everywhere.
Get hit by stuff.
At least we're arcing.
Where?
Trying to plug this back in. Anyway. Oh well, come look at this. Why is there a light right there?
Oh, look at that.
That's a problem.
Okay. All right, so we got to make some spark plug wires.
Yeah,
We got-
I'm right. Well, I'm telling you, I'm right. It leaked a little bit out. This has killer spark. Because it's fucking sparking up.
Hey, you got a blinker on, Will.
Do I?
Right one, yeah. It's off.
Bright and early, I am going to test out this fuel system. See if we've got gas in the tank, see if that electric fuel pump works. And then that's gonna tell me what I need to buy when I go down to the store. Just doing the clicky clacky thing. One of these lines off from somewhere. I think I'll pull it off the carb and see if we get anything out of it. This line off the carburetor thing. There it is. Nope. All right, that's gonna be completely rounded off. So let's just see if I can yank this fitting out of the carburetor. Line will spin or just break on me. It looks like it wants to just break. Well, maybe I'll leave that on there for now then. Okay, so that's open. not appear, so, which could be a good sign. I'm gonna go ahead and smell that gas tank. It smells a little varnishy, but not terrible. Doesn't seem like it. So I might just try to put some gas in it. Well, I don't have any gas. We're gonna have to head to town for that and put some gas in it. But I'll get some other parts. We're getting a carburetor rebuild kit. We're getting some spark plugs. Couldn't find the correct wires. I'm gonna try again when I hit the O'Reillys, and if not, then I'll make up a couple because I know we need at least one, maybe two for sure. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is feed these cows so they will just be quiet and get off my case. I think I'm gonna put gas in the thing, just a little bit, and then I'll run that fuel pump and see if anything comes out. And then I'll get to taking that carburetor off. Shut up. And then I'll rebuild the carburetor and see if we can make something happen. Come on. Come on. Definitely fuel coming up to it, so we'll check that filter behind the pump. See how we're looking. Wood. Here's our filter. I can see daylight through it, so I'm thinking this pump might have just given up. Yep, that is just fine. I will try one more thing. I bought some fuel line, so I'm gonna go ahead and thread this back on, and I'll run a fuel line up over the fender into that tank and just see if we can get some fuel to it. Put the gas can up there because our fuel pump was not getting fuel from the tank. Hooked up a new line just into the gas tank and it pumped immediately. So then the pump was primed, so I hooked the old line back up and still nothing. So we missed that, but the fuel pump does work. We just need to hopefully get fuel fed from the original tank and employ some air to shoot down that fuel line and hopefully blow out whatever's clogging it up in there and clear our passageway and get fuel all the way up to the carburetor. And then we can go on to the next thing that we got to do. I'm gonna try something for giggles. I'm just gonna put my mouth on that fuel line that goes down to the tank. I'm gonna blow on it and see. Maybe I just didn't put enough gas in the thing. I don't know. Let's find out. Not clogged. Okay. So I'm gonna put some more gas in the tank. And maybe it's just gonna work. That would be awesome. A little bit of bubbling. I'm gonna go a little bit more gas. I am confident that this is gonna work now. There it goes. Wonderful. We have, believe it or not, clean gas. That's fantastic. I've changed my mind a little bit. What I'm gonna do actually is replace the length of fuel line that runs from the pump up to the filter that goes into the carburetor. And I'm gonna let that pump run and fill up the carb and see what's actually leaking on the carburetor and see if maybe our carburetor works. If it doesn't, then I'll go to pulling it off. But if it doesn't need a rebuild, which it might not, then I'm not gonna rebuild it. Yes, we are leaking bad out of our metering block to carburetor connection. So definitely gonna wanna tear this thing apart and clean it up, but I'll just hit the key. Let's just do it, because why not? We're here already. Put her on there, because there will inevitably be dust flying. Okay, so I have a suspicion, might be wrong, but it seems to want to cut out and die like that right as I hit the key or let go of the key from the crank position. So I don't know, maybe we have something crossed or something where our ignition power is going away or coming with starter power and then going away without starter power. So I'm gonna check that, but I do need to pull that carburetor off and at least replace that gasket. So here's something interesting that I just learned off camera. It appears that our gaskets have gotten wet and our carburetor is no longer leaking on us. I'm just gonna try to crank it a few more times. I'm gonna shove that wire in there so our fuel pump keeps running and see what happens. Okay. That was easy. Check that out. Got a little bit of rocker noise there. Look at that. It's working. Anyways. Charging, maybe. It's reading oil pressure. Still no horn. Wow, look at that. On 7 cylinders and purring like a kitten. Let it go a little bit. Idle down a little bit. Where's the throttle on this thing? This is an interesting setup. When the Holy Spirit tells you something, don't doubt it. That's what I had to do when I came to California after those 7 years. And we're only at 250 and the Lord said 1,000. I said, okay, Lord, I'm just going to keep preaching. Tailpipe clearing up. This is always a good test. Look at that. Perfect. Exhaust is completely cleared out. Spitting out some mice goodies too, so that's cool. I knew that was probably going to be the case. Go ahead and hook up this fuel pump wire back to where it used to be hooked up. That is fixed. Now, I think I'm just gonna throw some air in these tires and we'll see if we have forward and reverse. There it is. Reverse works. She's out in the daylight again. Okay, I filled it up with water. I'm gonna turn this thing around and go for a test drive. Temperature gauge is working. It's climbing up a little bit.
That wasn't the case at all. Can Ryan say something nice about the bike?
Now we're still on 7 cylinders, but man, this thing is running good. Well, I don't know if we're getting necessarily a little bit warm, but maybe I overfilled our radiator a little bit, and we're getting some steam and action coming out. It also died on me, and I'm not sure why. It smells kind of flooded. So I'm gonna pop the hood in the middle of the road here and see if I can grab a rock and tap on that carburetor a little bit. We are back on the road again. Vitals all look good. It's dark out and I got the Travelall back up to my grandpa's. He's about 20-30 minutes away, so I'm gonna head up there. The thing is ready. I'm just gonna make sure it's warmed up so it fires right up, and he can get out of the truck and I'll pull up to him. I'm gonna try to get my cousin to film the thing, but it's gonna be dark, so I apologize, but hopefully we'll get a good reaction out of him having his Travelall running for the first time in 27 years. So pretty excited. Here we go.
My gosh, look at there.
Surprise!
No,
Wow!
I did not suspect that at all. Well, I'll say.
Wow!
She's purring like a kitten.
So what did you have to do?
It was basically out of gas.
The what?
It was essentially out of gas.
Were the brakes okay?
The brakes work fantastic. It's running on 7 cylinders right now because we had a squirrel or a rat chew through a wire, plug wire,
Yeah.
and the headlights don't work and the taillights don't work, but everything else is perfect. So
I'll be darned.
it has 2 miles on it now that you did not put on it because I drove it down to the ranch and I drove it back up and then back down and back up. So she's living again. So
How about that?
Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I bet the 47's close to following.
We're gonna do that one next.
Well.
Nice job.
Were you surprised with that one too, Uncle Dan?
I figured it was like it's got to be one of two.
Oh, you had that figured out anyway.